let's get started. Sed ne cui vestrum mirum esse videator me in questione legitima et in iudicio publico cum res agator apud praetorum populi Romani lectissimum verum et apud severimus iudicis tanto convento hominum ac frequentia hoc uti genere dicendi quo non quodo or modo constantine judiciorum verum etiam afferensi sermone aporia queso a vobis in hoc causa mihi dedis hanc veniam accommodatum huic reo vobis. Quae modum spiro non molestum ut me prosumo poeta atque eruditissimo homini dicentem hoc concurso hominum literatissimorum hoc vestra humanitati hoc denequi praetore exercente educium patriminia de studis humanitatis ac litarum palo loci liberius et in eius modi persona quae propter odium ac studium minimi in iudicis pervisque tractata est uti proper novo quodum. Let's start off with the first line. Sed ne cui vestrum mirum esse videator. Let's begin with the verbs. Esse videator. Esse is a present active infinitive of the verb to be in Latin, most commonly seen as est. Videator is the third singular present passive subjunctive of video, videre, which means to see. And now let's find our direct object of the verbs, which in this case is mirum, which means strange. And next we have the genitive plural vestrum, which means of you, and it will be sort of modifying QE in translation. Now let's deal with QE, which is a dative singular, and sed and ne. Sed is a conjunction meaning but, obviously, ne. And ne is an adverb, which in this case, thanks to the subjunctive verb of this clause, it will mean lest. And to tie it all up with translation, but lest sed ne, it may appear videator, strange, or to be strange, esse mirum, to anyone, QE, of you, vestrum. And now on to the next clause, me in questione legitima et in iudicio publico. And there is one accusative in this clause, and it is me, which simply means me. Next, we have in questione legitima et in iudicio publico. In both ends are obviously prepositions, taking the ablatives, which are questione legitima, iudicio, and publico, which are all singular. Questione legitima means a formal proceeding, and iudicio publico means a public trial. And altogether, this clause means I in a formal proceeding in public trial. And now on to the next clause. Cum res agator apud praetorum populi Romani. there is a nominative in this clause. In res, it is a nominative singular. It means thing. And now onto the verb auditor, which is a third singular present passive subjunctive, meaning to do, make, lead, or drive. Now the accusative of this clause, praetorum, which means magistrate. Now we will deal with the two genitives of this clause, populi Romani, which means of the Roman people, and get back to cum, which is a conjunction meaning when. And for the transition of this clause, it means when something, res, is given before the magistrate of the Roman people. Now we have the sort of interjection like lactissimum virum, both of which are accusative singulars, not vocative, and it means most excellent man, thanks to the superlative nature of lactissimum. Now a rather short clause with et apud suerumus or suerissimus euducis, which suerumus euducis are both accusative plurals. Apud is a preposition which takes those accusative plurals, and et is a conjunction, of course means and. So, and before the most strict jurors, as suessimos, like lactissimum right before it, is a superlative. And next we have another short clause, tanto conventu hominum ac frequentia. Tanto, conventu, and frequentia are all ablative singulars. Tanto means such, conventu, assembly, and frequentia, crowd. Next, we will move on to hominum, the genitive plural. Simply means of men. And now to tie it all together, before such an assembly and crowd of men. The before, we're borrowing from apud in the previous clause, just to make sense of it. Again, another short clause, hoc uti genere decendi, and we will begin with the verb uti. It's an infinitive, present active, and it simply means to use. There are two ablatives in this clause, hoc genere, both ablative singulars, hoc meaning this, and genere meaning type. Now, on to decendi, a genitive singular future passive participle. Now, in translating this, we're going to use decendi. It'll be translated more like a present active participle than it would be a future passive participle, just to make it a little bit easier. So we'll say to use this type of speaking, and that's that. Now on to one of the longer clauses in this excerpt. Quod non modo a constudine ediciorum verum etem a frenzi sermone abhorria. Now let's start off with quod, nominative singular, meaning in this case which. Now on to quod non modo a constudine ediciorum, and we'll begin with quod, which is a nominative singular, meaning which. Now, on to a consuetudine. A is a preposition, taking the ablative being consuetudine, which means practice, so from practice. And now we will deal with edukiorum, which is a genitive plural, Also, we'll deal with non-modo, both adverbs, not just. And to tie it all together with a translation, which is not just from practice of trials. Now on to the next clause of this excerpt. Verum etiam afferensi sermone abhorriat. And we'll begin with the verb abhorriat, which is a third singular present active subjunctive, meaning to be adverse to. Next we have sermone, that was split up by ferenzi. Is a preposition taking the ablative, sermone, and it simply means from style. Now, onto the genitive ferenzi, which lies in between and sermone. It's a, as I said before, a genitive, means of connectedness, maybe. And it's, of course, due to the proximity of sermone, that's what it's modifying. And now we will deal with ferenzi, which lies in between and sermone. Ferenzi is a genitive singular. It means connected to the law. And we're also going to deal with etiam and verum. Verum being an adverb, meaning truly, and etiam meaning being a conjunction, meaning for. And let's tie this clause together with a translation. Truly, for it may be adverse from a style connected to the law. And now we are on one of the longer clauses in this excerpt. Queso vobis ut in hoc causa mihi ditis hanc veniam accommodatum huicareo. And let us begin with the verb queso, which is a first singular present active indicative, meaning to ask or to seek. And now let's go on to vobis, hoc, and causa. Three ablatives, though they're not all connected to the same preposition. Vobis is an adverb plural connected to and hoc, causa are both ablative singulars connected to in. And vobis is the ablative plural of you, and hoc causa means this cause. And now we have the dative singular, mihi, which simply means for me in this. Now, there is a second verb in this clause, detis, which is a second plural present active subjunctive, and it is part of the sort of subclause created by u. Now we have the direct object of the sentence, hanc veniam accommodatum, all of which are accusative singulars. Accommodatum is a p cubed, and it means this accommodated favor. And now we have three more datives in this clause. Well, actually two more datives in the clause, but we'll bring vobis into the fold of this. Huic and rail are dative singulars. Rail in this case means defendant. Vobis is a dative plural set apart by the commas for you. That's what it means. And now let's translate this clause. So we'll begin with I ask queso. I ask from you in this cause. or that in this cause, ut, in hoc causa, I ask from you that in this cause, you grant for me, detis mihi, this accommodated favor for this defendant for you. And the for you is set apart by commas. So lots of fours, but that's that translation.
Quemad modum spero non molestam, ut me prosumo poeta atque eruditissimo homine dicentem, hoc concursu hominum literatissimorum, hoc vestra humanitate, hoc denique praetore exercente iudicium, patiamini de studius humanitatis ac literarum Paulo loqui, Liberius, et in eius modi persona quae propter otium ac studium minime in iudicis periculisque tractata est uti propre novo quodam et inusitato genere dicendi. First we will go over the verbs of the sentence. In the first line, quaemad modum and spero. Quaemad modum is an adverb and spero is the main verb, a first singular present active indicative meaning I hope. In this case, quaemad modum merely means as. Non molestam, non being an adverb and molestam being an accusative singular adjective meaning annoying. Me summa poeta eruditissimo and homine are all ablative singulars. Dicentem is a present active participle meaning speaking. Taking what we have so far, we can start a translation. Starting with quaemad modum spero, as I hope, not annoying, non molestam, so that, ut, dicentem, speaking, so that speaking for my highest poet, sumo being superlative, and also a most learned man, eruditissimo being superlative as well, and homine meaning man. Hoc and concursu are also ablative singulars, meaning this assembly. Hominum literatissimorum are genitive plurals, with literatissimorum being a superlative, meaning most cultured. Hoc vestra humanitate are all ablative singulars, as well as hoc praetore exercente, which is a present active participle meaning presiding. Iudicium is an accusative singular, meaning trial. Resuming our translation, starting with hoc concursu. Hoc concursu, meaning for this assembly of men most cultured, hominum literatissimorum, thus your culture, hoc vestra humanitate. Finally, denique, an adverb, with this magistrate, praetore, hoc praetore, presiding the trial, exercente iudicium. Patiamini is a second plural present passive subjunctive, meaning you all may be allowed. De studius is a preposition taking the ablative plural, meaning from studies. Humanitatis and literarum are genitive plural separated by the conjunction ac, meaning of humanities and literature. Loqui, the main verb of the clause, is a present active infinitive, meaning to say. And Liberius is a comparative accusative singular neuter, meaning freer. To translate this clause, starting with Paulo loqui, to say somewhat freer, Liberius, that you may all be allowed, patiamini, by the studies of the humanities and literature. Eius and modi are genitive singulars, meaning of his way. Persona is an ablative singular taken by the preposition in. Quae is a nominative plural, meaning which. Otium and studium are accusative singulars meaning leisure and study, separated by the conjunction ac and taken by the preposition propter, meaning because of. Eudicius periculisque tractata are all ablative plurals, with tractata being a perfect passive participle. With eudicus and periculisque meaning trials and liabilities, and tractata meaning experienced. Est and uti are verbs, est being a third singular present active indicative, meaning it is, and uti a present active infinitive, meaning to use. Nuo quodam inusitato and genere are all ablative singulars, separated by the conjunction et, meaning this new and unusual style. Lastly, dicendi is a genitive singular future passive participle, meaning of speaking. To translate this clause, starting with et in eius, and in this person, persona, taken by in, and in this person, of his measure, eius modi, on account of leisure and study, propter, taking otium studium, which, quae, least of all, in trials and liabilities, is handled. Uti, to use, almost, prope, this new and unusual style, genere, of speaking, dicendi. Looking at the full translation, as I hope not annoying, so that speaking from my highest poet and most learned man from this assembly, of men most cultured, thus your culture, finally with this magistrate presiding the trial, to say somewhat freer, that you may all be allowed, by the studies of the humanities and literature, and in a person of his measure, on account of leisure and study, which least of all in trials and liabilities, is handled to almost use this new and unusual style of speaking. Basically, Cicero is trying to appeal to the judges and justify his style of rhetoric. That is all, and thank you.